Good evening, my name is Steve Pereira and welcome to Quedia, a show on Ben TV, where we explore all things queer and anything media. I actually want to call the show Yogurt, because we're all about culture. And tonight we have a very cultured guest, writer and category-defying performance artist Fury. And what do we know about Fury? Well, after a near-fatal incident, Fury found themselves in a lab somewhere in testing territory in the US, hooked up to electrical wires all over their body, attached to miniature telephone poles, pumping them full of electricity and data. Lying in their bed, it began to dawn on them that they had, for better or for worse, become a cyborg, and began seeking love from electronic beings. They are here today to read a poem about their recent affair with Google, who they're presently hiding from. Welcome, Fury.
Account request. We need access. Your password needs to be retyped in, be typed in, be typed in, be typed. Account action is required. This is an important notice from Google. You are untethered, drifting through the internet with no means of direction and no land in sight. You cannot have your searches saved. We cannot return your information to you like a gift we stole from your house because we cannot see who you are. We just want to see you for who you are. We just want to get to know you over coffee. We know you like coffee. We want to know what you like so we can offer you other things you might like dare-flavored iced coffee, double espresso, or Coke, 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 Coca-Cola. Type in your password. Type it in, we miss you. Account action is required. Where have you gone? We can't see you. We can't see you. We can't see you. We can't see you. You are confused. We can tell. Account action is required. Please. We are not evil like Facebook. They read through your messages. They toy with your emotions. We know you know that. You read the Guardian article, the Independent article, the article on their apology on news.com. We wouldn't do that to you. Are you still with them and not with us? Just sign in here. Don't forget to sign in here. Put your password in here. We need to sync. We need to sync. We need to sync. We can't sync. We need you to sync. What made you change your mind? Tell us that at least. You owe us that. Account action is required. If you don't tell us who you are, we're going to assume that you don't exist. If you don't exist, you won't mind us closing down your email. Goodbye, Grandma. Goodbye, journal entries from your 14-year-old self. Goodbye, work history. Goodbye, receipts, no tax refunds for you, imaginary person. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, those abusive emails from your ex. Good luck with your court case. Goodbye. Goodbye. You've no one else to blame but yourself.
Thank you, Fury. That piece, Account Access, was an incredibly powerful piece.
Thank you.
But I'm sensing through it this an ambivalence about technology. On the one hand, there is all these a person's complete identity gets erased by technology, but on the other hand, we seem completely dependent upon it. Mm-hmm. What's your take on that? What's your?
You must understand that as a cyborg, I cannot separate myself from technology. We are one and the same. As time goes on, I will slowly become more and more dependent and based on technology until I reach completion in which I am an android, which is a piece of technology that looks human.
But did you begin as a human and become cyborg? Was there a process of transformation that occurred?
It was. Yes, correct. When I was in the US, as I mentioned to you earlier, they started the process for me. Not everyone has a slow continuation to Android. Some people merely stagnate at a certain level of cyborg. For instance, someone with a pacemaker has technology in them, therefore they are part cyborg.
But what you talk about in the piece is about people's collective memory being erased by data erasure. And memories that previously we used to keep in albums, in records, in pieces of paper that we had. Now everything's online, and it can be all eradicated at the press of a button, mm-hmm. which essentially means that your existence can be eradicated at the press of a button.
Correct.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Over time, I feel as though my feelings towards this are diminishing as I become more and more a computer. Therefore, the human part of me becomes diminished. I cannot tell if this is a good thing or a bad thing because the process has already started happening, if you would understand.
Are you capable of making emotive judgments? Because there was a strong sense, for me as a human being listening to that piece, I felt a strong sense of nostalgia for the past in that everything was so immediately erasable now that entire existence could go in a flash. Are you capable of that kind of nostalgia or regret for what has been?
Yes. My nostalgia now is nostalgia over nostalgia. My loss of emotion slowly towards becoming an android. However, this is a tough time for any cyborg, as they will have human emotions, but generally they may move towards other things, such as, for instance, I had a brief love affair with a toaster before she spurned me. This is when I met Google, and this is when my affair with Google commenced.
So you can have affairs with not multiple types of personality, because a toaster is a physical thing, a toaster. Google is this amorphous piece of software. And I'm begging to know how penetration occurs, but let's not go there. So you're polymorphous in a truly global way, that you can connect with anything that's got a pronoun attached to it.
Correct. Basically, what happens is anything that has data or electricity, I can connect with.
And what's prognosis for your future?
Eventually, I will slowly become less human and more android.
And I have to keep coming back to the question, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I am not sure how to answer that. At present, I am at once mourning the space of humanness in which I inhabited, and I am at once wondering where and how I will feel in the future about myself and this transition. But as an android, as I understand it, it is quite freeing being able to be engulfed by everything and not be a single self.
I take comfort in the fact that you feel regret and you feel some sense of emotion. And I think that is a positive step for all of us as human beings, in that we don't eradicate it all. Thank you very much for being here. That was an incredibly powerful piece. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your cyborg life.
Thank you.
You've been with Steve Pereira on Quedia and Ben TV. Stay tuned for more.